straight up right here, because since we talked about what metals and mining, stocks are doing, would you advocate for people right now today to add to Cliff's on some of the recent weakness that we've seen?
I do. I will, and I do. And the reason for it, and again, what is my perspective? It's not from the top down. It's from bottom up, looking at what's going on at the company. Here's a company that has controlled its raw material inputs by buying scrap metal, by actually originally being an iron ore producer. It controls its own raw materials. It has locked in contract pricing with 1/3 of its customers, which are auto OEMs. And oh, by the way, steel prices relative to a year ago, hot rolled coil is higher now. So, I mean, there's a lot of things going right. By the way, Cleveland-Cliffs, again, company specific, right? CapEx is going to be a lot lower this year than last year. So when you look at a company level, you can get excited. And what is it, like 5.5 times earnings? Something like that, below book value. Yes.
You make really good arguments about the fundamentals of the company, but most of those arguments you could have made 6 months ago with the stock almost 25. So, like, at what point does the market decide it cares about those particular metrics that you mentioned? Which I agree, if they're true,
yep,
it's a fairly healthy company, but like it.
And I think it's a good question.
Yeah.
And why hasn't the stock? Presumably, the market knows everything you said, yep, about the fundamentals of their pricing and whatever else. Why hasn't it mattered?
Well, you said presumably the market knows. I think the market disagrees. It just disagrees. It says these things aren't going to happen. We're going to have a recession. People are going to stop buying autos. That's what happens in a recession, right? Production of automobiles is going to go down. We're not going to be building things. Steel prices are going to go down. That's the classic playbook. By the way, to answer your question, 25 to 15, that's what happens in a recession. If we're not in a recession, this stock should be higher than 25.
How much of the end market is auto? How much of the end market is commercial? Real estate, construction?
Yeah. So about 40% of the company's revenues are auto.
Okay.
And the rest of it is, some of it's on the spot market, some of it's contracted with just overall construction, both residential and non-residential. So it's a pretty diverse base. Look, it's economic activity that's going to drive this.
All right. Up next, we have a big win today for broad.